Hello and welcome once again to Ignite Your Impact. My name is Jen. I almost just started going into our website.
Well, I'll finish it. My name is Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Hello, everyone.
I think I need a coffee. By the way, that website is igniteyourimpactpodcast.com.
Yeah.
But you already know that because you're here, guys. How are you?
I'm good. We're glad to be back. Jen's been traveling like a maniac.
Which is quite apparent in my level of brain power today.
But she's back and we're ready to hit it today. You ready to jump in?
I kind of want to go back on vacation.
Yeah, we're going to jump in then.
Okay, let's go.
I'm going to keep us on track today. So if you looked at the title of today's podcast, you're going to see it's called Performance Enhancing Drug. And you may be thinking, finally, I've heard everyone talking about everything from Ozempic to trizepatide to testosterone to all these different things. And finally, Matt and Jen are going to give their opinion on it, and we're going to see what their take is on it. And I will tell you, we do have an opinion on those things. Not bad, not good, but we have an opinion on it.
Oh, I have an opinion.
But let me get to the definition of a drug. But first, the definition is, and this is loose because I'm just from memory, a medicine or a substance that you ingest that gives you a physiological effect over the body once it's introduced to the body. And that's what a drug is, whether it's a performance enhancing drug, whether it's any type of drug. And I'm going to come back to that definition and even our opinion on those things in a while. But this podcast the idea today came from a conversation I heard while Jen was traveling. We just talked that she was out of town. She was in Florida on a girls' trip, and then she went almost directly to Nashville for social media stuff. So I got the opportunity.
That's very important.
You're always important. I got the opportunity to have dinner by myself, so I went up to local bar and grill right by her house, and I sat at the bar. And these two guys next to me were having several conversations, and they seemed actually really intelligent. They were talking about a lot of different things, and it sounded well educated to me based on what they were saying. And then one of the guys he starts talking about all these back problems he's having, and he's thinking about going to a chiropractor. And then that set in a long, long discussion around everything involving the human body, from the biohacking to red light therapy to meditation to chiropractics. I mean, they did the entire gamut of things, not just for the back. They just got into this conversation. You know how you start talking to someone, it just leads down a different path, and they're talking about all this. And surprisingly, these guys were pretty damn knowledgeable about this stuff too. They understood the science behind it. They understood what probably works pretty well, some things that may not work well, and some things that just doesn't have the science backing behind it. The key here, though, is they're wolfing down a bunch of fried food, fried fish, and a bunch of other shitty stuff too. And one guy is very overweight. The other guy he's that skinny fat where but he had a big pot belly. And it was just interesting to see that they knew all these things, yet that was what they looked like.
I want to shift gears.
Okay.
I want to focus on the mainstream person looking to get in shape.
Yep.
Right? Whether they're beginning or returning to the fitness game. They buy the expensive shoes for lifting, a pair for lifting, a pair for cardio, right? They have a heart rate monitor, or they have like an Apple Watch or some kind of a gadget, or a Whoop strap or an Oura ring, right? They may have wrist or knee braces, and they certainly go get the expensive clothing that makes you totally work out better. We were talking about that last night.
That's why I'm smiling right now.
We were talking about guys that wear capris. But anyway, there's no hate. It just, I question things. I'm not going to yuck someone's yum.
Yeah.
I'm sure that he wore it for medicinal purposes.
If you're not on YouTube, I'm just shaking my head.
I know. Well, and then cue that into all of my Facebook ads from Versace. The first thing that comes across is jockstrap. And I'm like, why? Why, God, why? Anyway, But back to this person that's mainstream, looking to get into shape. They take the best pre-workout, they get the protein, they go to Supplement Superstore and, drop a couple hundred and make sure that they've got the stack, right? And I have a lot of those things, obviously, except the capris or the knee braces.
Yeah. We're not there. Like, the point of that is when Jen's saying that, she's not shitting on it because we have those same things that we use. I mean,
yep.
Yeah, we use the same thing.
I'm not going to yuck someone's yum, right? But we would need an entire podcast to discuss biohacking. But for the purposes today, I would tell anyone, could that help? I'd say depending on the person.
Yeah.
Regardless, that is not where you start.
At the biohacking or the fitness gear.
Right.
Yeah.
Like all the fancy workout gear. Do you need pieces like that? Yes, at some point, but you don't need to start there. Like, Jen, when should I start carb cycling? Whoa, let's just manage protein first. Like, I want to walk you through where you start and why starting here is what leads to success. I want to go back to Matt's drug definition. You induce it to create an effect, a physiological effect. The first area is to start with a clear mission. What is your end goal? This is your drug. This is what enhances your entire performance. The idea of this end goal. And if it's not clear, get clear. You will feel the physiological change in your body. This is what leads you to start with the actual basics with what you know you need. This is what creates that physiological response. When you have a clear goal in mind, it induces you into following through and understanding what you're doing and why you're doing it. And it's funny, my clients that get muddy or stop focusing on the end goal, they tend to get in the weeds more. I have to go and fish them out more, right? Your mission can't be, I want to run a multi-million-dollar company or I want a badass body. That's the result. What is your actual mission? Why do you want what you want? I can't tell you why you want what you want. I know my why. I'm lucky enough to know a few of Matt's whys, but only you can figure yours out. Now, maybe you want the body because you've always dreamed about your spouse looking at you a certain way or being able to bench press you. Or maybe people taking you seriously in the boardroom, or even just being elite in that area. Maybe you want the business so that you have freedom to step away from your current 9-to-5. What does that time freedom look like? Why do you want that time freedom? I don't know what it is. I can't tell you your goal. I can't tell you your mission. So you have to figure out what that end goal is and what your mission is, the why. Once you take time to do that, you will realize there are no shortcuts and you must start with the basics.
Yeah, and where I want to jump in there, where think about starting, if you're going to start a business, you're not going to go out, I think everyone would agree, you're not going to go out and buy 100 Mac computers for the people that you may eventually hire. If you're just starting a business, it's the same thing in fitness. You can't get that edge by shortcutting what needs to be done. There's no amount of clothes and no amount of biohacking that's going to replace the basics nutrition. Is there a place for the clothes and the workout gear? Absolutely there is. Is there a place for those biohacking things? As Jen said, it depends on the person. It depends what their blood makeup is. It depends what they're looking for. It depends. There are all kinds of things that go into that. But you don't replace a clear mission with something else to shortcut it, because it'll never get you long term. You can add those things in later, but you've got to have a clear mission.
Yeah. I think the next step, though, and this is a key piece, so I want you guys to stop and listen. The next step is relentless execution. It is hellbent execution. We have talked, I don't know how many podcasts about doing the boring stuff over and over. I was talking with one of our newer clients, and she wants new variety every single day. I said, okay, tell me why. What's your goal? Well, I want to lose fat. Cool. Well, what have your workouts looked like? Well, I did this and 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 this. Got it. So your body doesn't even know what the hell you want because you're changing mechanics every single day. Oh, I never thought about it like that. Boring is beautiful. Can you eyeball a plate of chicken and tell me exactly how many grams within a few grams are on that plate of chicken?
Yeah.
Like, boring is beautiful. It just streamlines so much. The way you have relentless execution is by defining your mission and your end goal. This helps you go in day after day after day after day after day ad nauseum and do what needs done.
Yeah, and the reason this mission, we're calling this the ultimate drug that goes before anything else, is because there's going to be obstacles that pop up. In fitness, business, it's no different. There's going to be an unplanned business trip that cuts into your workouts or into your daily habit of eating a certain type of food. That's going to happen. So you got to prepare for that. Wouldn't most people listening right now agree that the reason you haven't gotten results is because you're not executing on a daily basis like you should, because you're not focusing? You want to turn to that performance enhancing drug that solves everything. It solves the execution and the focus, your mission, your why. That is what it is. Once you have that down, think about it right now. Whatever the goal is that you have, think about that right now. Do you want to do good and be great in business? Do you want a body that exudes confidence? Are those the things that you want? Have you sat down and really thought about and through the reasons of what your actual mission is? Because in business, you can forget about all the funnels and the marketing, the slick sales lines that you can do until you have your mission down. It's about not shortcutting things. It's not saying those things aren't important. It's about getting the basics down. In fitness, you can forget about the saunas and all the fitness gears until you have that mission down. I'm not taking away your sauna.
Thank you.
I saw the look on your face. But that wasn't where you started.
No. But I'm never giving it up.
Yes.
Instant happiness. I want to be clear. Today's podcast is not pro or anti-biohacking. This ain't that.
No.
Right? It isn't any pro or anti-fitness gear. Don't care. Hey, Jen. I remember, 15 years ago, had a client walk in. Jen, I think I want to get these Skechers that help me walk more. What do you think? I'm like, will it get you walking more? I think so. Great. Buy them.
Yep.
Simple as that. It's about getting to the root of what you really want so you can go fucking get it. Get relentless with it. When you get this mission down, a few things happen almost instantly. First, you realize that the basics are literally all you need to get to the results. Then you execute on the basics, like proper macro distribution, like total daily energy expenditure. Then you focus on hitting the basics like never before. Next thing you know, you're pushing your way past what you thought were your limits, and you feel fucking amazing because you did it. I like it. Let's stop right there.
That was an abrupt end.
I was like, oh, you did it. Mic drop. Done. Jen's done.
No, I thought that was great.
Time to sauna.
Let's wrap there.
Okay. Excellent. You said sauna, and that's all I can think about now. Guys, it's the first cold day in Kansas City, and I've got leg warmers on, and I'm close to the edge, but I'm good because I've got my sauna.
All right. We're going to wrap there, and we will talk to everyone next week.
Yes. If you thought today brought you value, please share it with a friend. Tag us in your Instagram stories. Like us on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcast. As always, Matt already said it. We'll talk to you next time.